Hi everyone. Assessment 1A is over and probably a distant memory for many of you, but we thought it would be a good idea to take some time to give you all some overall feedback in an effort to help you with Assignment 1B. This is especially important because you have quite a rare opportunity. Assignment 1B is essentially the same as 1A, just with a reading focus instead of a writing one. So applying the feedback that we've given you could have an enormous positive impact on your next grade. Firstly, congratulations, you did a great job. Your results are now available and we've given you two types of comments. The first are the in-text comments. They're the ones written over the top of your work where we've highlighted things you've done well and areas where you might have missed something. Then there's your general comment. That's some information about how you went addressing the criteria in the rubric and some areas where you might aim to improve what you've got there, and it also gives your final grade. Please make sure you read both the in-text and the general comments as there's different information in these. Let's have a bit of a look at what we all did well and what we all need to think about. First, the learning need. You managed to choose an appropriate need for Harper and Madison, and many of you gave a great analysis of the writing sample in general to show your knowledge of writing development. You chose appropriate learning strategies. Well done to those people who told us how that strategy works, as well as how it supports the need. This helps the reader of your work to make connections. Some people made it really easy for us to find the information we needed by stating the need or the strategy up front. For example, Harper will benefit from this strategy because. You had some great ideas for lessons, which showed that you are starting to develop an understanding of the skills needed at different levels of learning to write. You did a great job of explaining some of the benefits and limitations of your learning strategies. A special well done to those people who also mentioned what the teacher could do to combat the limitations. You used the e-text as your main source just as we asked you to, and this helped to keep you on track with your information. You did a great job with many elements of referencing and in-text citations. Just a couple of reminders here. Again, just a couple of reminders about referencing different things here. There are some great referencing help documents and links on the Padlet, so be sure to have a look to see what's there. And at the bottom here, you can see that there's a link to the Swinburne APA Style Guide. While we're talking about referencing, a few important points. You must support your work with references. That is, you need to have in-text citations within your work to show where you got your information and support any truth claims that you've made. This was particularly a problem in section 2 of the folio. Not supporting your work with references can seriously affect your grade and also puts you at risk of plagiarism. In section 1, you need to make links to curriculum. A reminder that these are school-aged children, so the appropriate curriculum document is the Australian curriculum. Remember to be specific. Find a specific outcome that links to your identified need. There's a great document on the Padlet which explains how to reference the Australian curriculum. Wider reading is important as it adds depth to your work. This doesn't mean that you find lots of other resources and not use the e-text. In fact, that's the fastest way to go off track. Use the e-text as the basis of your work and supplement from there. You'll need more than the e-text and the curriculum documents to achieve the higher grades. Okay, headings. Folios are different from essays. You are allowed to include headings and subheadings. This will help you organise your information and make it easy for us to find it. We highly recommend that you do this. There's a template on the Padlet to help you with the headings. Many people were worried about whether headings count in the word count. They do count, but it's not enough words to really have to worry about it. You identified the writing need, but you needed to tell us how you knew that this was a need. You could do this by analysing the writing sample and using examples from that sample to show the writing behaviours that you observed that led you to that need. Some people fell into the trap of accidentally switching writing need or strategy when they got to the lesson outline. You need to use the same need and strategy throughout your response for each child. So, for the next assignment, you will choose a reading need, then you'll choose a reading strategy, explain how it works and how it supports the reading need, and then provide a lesson outline showing how to teach that reading need using your chosen reading strategy. Okay, lesson outline versus lesson plan. A full lesson plan was not needed, but you did need more than a collection of ideas or a task. What you need to have is a simple paragraph that explains the basic outline of the lesson from beginning to end, using the teaching strategy to address the need. That is, you're telling us what the teacher and the children are doing within that lesson so that we can see what happens. Incorporate your teaching methods. The dot points in the template in the lesson section where it says ICT and teaching methods are things that you need to make sure that you include in your lesson outline. You don't need separate paragraphs. In fact, it's more powerful for you to incorporate your teaching methods as you explain your lesson outline. With ICT, your lesson doesn't have to be an ICT lesson, and the ICT doesn't have to be the focus of the lesson. You just need to demonstrate how you could authentically use ICT to help support the need. Remember that this needs to align with the need and the lesson. So if you have a spelling lesson and the focus of that lesson is the ow sound, it's not enough just to find a spelling app, as you need to demonstrate how the ICT will support not just spelling in general, but the focus of your lesson. Try to steer away from word processing and making good copies, and try to find something that's interactive and engaging for the children. Section 2 tripped up quite a lot of people. You mentioned the benefits and the limitations of the strategies, but many people forgot to include a comparison. Another trap that people fell into was including the students in Section 2. This was a trap because it meant that you accidentally compared the children's development instead of the strategies. And then you talked about the benefits and limitations for the students instead of the benefits and the limitations of the strategy. And as a result, you didn't quite show what you needed to show. This section is purely about the strategies. So start with a comparison of the strategies, that is, how are they similar and how are they different? Then explain the benefits and the limitations of one of the strategies, followed by the benefits and the limitations of the other strategy. Remember to give some thought to how the educator could overcome the limitations of the strategy to make it worthwhile. Finally, there are so many resources available to help you be successful in the assignments. Each weekly discussion is designed to help you unpack the content. Getting involved is highly recommended. The Padlet has a multitude of documents, information and videos to help you with all aspects of the assignment. This should be your first port of call when you get a new assignment. If you can't find the Padlet, please let us know so that we can help you locate it. On the Padlet is the Flipped Collaborate video made by Helen, our amazing unit coordinator, which unpacks the specifics of the assignment. You really need to watch them. You'll also find on your discussion board the recording link for the Assignment 1B Collaborate session that we had last week. Please take the time to watch this if you are unable to attend one of the sessions, or watch it again even if you were. Using these resources will give you a strong foundation to start Assignment 1B on the right track. As always, we're here to help. Post your questions on the board in the Assessment 1B thread. Other people are probably wondering exactly the same thing as you. Thanks for your time, and we hope this has been helpful. We'll see you on the discussion board.